Greetings, YouTube. Ralph Yarl was tasked with the job of picking up his siblings. He knocked on the wrong house. Because he knocked on the wrong house, an 84-year-old white guy shot him in the head. Did I mention Ralph's black? Yeah, what a shocker there. How many of us have done something as innocuous as that? Or the college student that pulled into the wrong driveway and is now dead? Or someone sat in the wrong car and got shot? Have you ever had that happen? You actually open a door and sit in someone's car when it's not yours, or have it happen to you? I have, in both regards. I walked into my friend's car at work one day and couldn't figure out why the dashboard didn't look right. Because it wasn't my car. It was his car. Everybody makes mistakes. And those mistakes shouldn't be punishable by death. But in Ralph Yarl's case, this is very clear-cut racism. The shooter was a consumer of the whole Fox News feed of racism and hatred. According to the guy's grandchildren, or grandchild, I should say, he was constantly consuming the whole Fox sphere of propaganda, constantly pushing that the world is a violent, dangerous place with endless loops of black people, particularly black men, being violent. And he didn't see a 16-year-old boy on his porch. He saw some boogeyman that Fox News had told him was coming to get him. In addition, it is very common for people to think of black children to be far older than they are. Literally, they've done the studies, and people can think a kid is between 2 to 4 years older than they actually are. So they could see a 16-year-old boy and think that's a full-blown adult, not a child. And this is actually so deeply ingrained in our society, it has actually influenced black people to do the same thing. They can actually look at black kids and think the black kids are older than they really are, because our society has infused racism that deeply in our world. We live that firmly in a white supremacist environment that's even skewed the opinions of black people themselves. Thankfully, Ralph Yarl's alive. And not only did he get shot twice, which is heartbreaking, but he then sought help. Now remember, got a head wound. He had to go to 3 houses before somebody would help him. I want to know who those first 2 houses are. I want him to explain to me why they didn't help a bleeding, screaming child in pain. Why? What malfunction do you have in your head that thought it was a good idea to not help that kid? As for the shooter, he's 84 years old. He's been charged with crimes, of course. I personally think he should be charged with attempted murder, but I don't believe those are the charges he's going to ever see. And the ones he's going to be charged with, maybe he'll be found guilty. And if he does, I hope he goes to prison. I hope he dies there. The world would be a better place if he's not on the streets, because he's dangerous. He has been radicalized by the Fox News crowd, by the white power crowd. They've convinced him that the world is a dangerous place, even though it's not as dangerous as the news cycles will tell you it is. And every black person is not out to get you. Interestingly, black people live in a world where they never know which white person is going to discriminate against them. They're never sure who they can trust. They know the systems in America that have supported white folks are designed to not help them at all, to oppress them, to oppose them, to discriminate against them. They have to live under that environment constantly. White people in America don't. White people get to just consume this endless stream of propaganda and become radicalized to the point where they'll just shoot a kid in the head because they knocked on their door. Knock, knock, knock. Bang. Now, if you're actually afraid of somebody coming to your door, what do? You don't answer it. And if somebody's going to like rob you, break into your home, they're probably not going to knock. If you're that paranoid, just stay inside. Keep your doors locked. Do us all a favor. Don't ever come out. Just stay in there. We don't need you in society at large. You're dangerous. I personally think that folks like Fox News and all the other propaganda channels that have convinced all these white people to be terrified of the world should be charged with some kind of a crime. Their disinformation, their misinformation is harming people. It's killing them. In addition, we need gun reform laws in America, but that goes without saying. I hope Ralph is going to be okay. I hope he gets the support he needs. I hope society treats him with the decency and respect that he's always deserved, because the shooter didn't. And the Fox News cycle is going to churn out more hatred towards folks just like Ralph until they convince some other person out there to draw a gun and shoot at a kid just because Fox News says, they're dangerous. You should kill them. And I really hope that this dude goes to prison forever.